Thank you for coming to hear about the 2017 capital improvements budget. We appreciate the work that Mayor Ginther and City Council in putting this budget together and considering the needs of the far South Columbus area. It means resurfaced streets, new sidewalks and street lights, and a remodeled community center. We are looking forward to the 32,000 square foot recreation center that will allow our seniors, children, and families to access many programs. Sidewalks offer safe access to all of us to move around the community, especially our children. We appreciate the administration and council's commitment to neighborhoods and look forward to the citywide much needed improvements. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Mayor Andrew J. Ginther.
Good morning. It is a great day in the city of Columbus. President Pro Tem Tyson and I were talking that you got to have rain in order to have flowers and great growth and development in our neighborhoods. So we come through the rain today, but as we talk about this budget and continue our embrace of our top three priorities of neighborhoods, 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 we know that there's a brighter future for all of us in it. So I want to thank Robin Watson from the Far South Area Commission. There she serves as chair and is a great partner and guide for the city of Columbus. All of my colleagues on Columbus City Council, our Department of Finance and Management, and particularly Director Joe Lombardi, the Department of Recreation and Parks, Director Tony Collins, and his team for hosting us here at Indian Mound. And where is Craig Coasters, the manager of Indian Mound Recreation Center? Let's give him a round of applause. Thank you, Craig, for having us here today. Craig's out there working, but we need to acknowledge you for all the great work you do in this neighborhood on behalf of the people of Columbus every day. This year, we will begin renovations on Craig's Place here at this great center for the community. We're going to expand it from 10,000 to 32,000 square feet. To meet the needs of a growing neighborhood. The remodeled facility will include a new, larger, multi-purpose room, a large kitchen that will allow for classes. They even told me that they might be able to teach a pretty poor chef and a mayor how to cook here. A fitness room, an art room, ceramics room, game room, and 4 classrooms, which will include senior program space. You hear that, Fran Ryan? Construction is scheduled to begin in December and will be completed by March of 2019 with a total cost and investment from the taxpayers into this neighborhood of $7.5 million. These renovations are part of the 2017 capital improvements budget, which, as you know, goes towards physical improvements and investments in our city and to the neighborhoods that make it great. The 2017 capital budget is $861.4 million, $322.9 million of which is new money. As you all know, with our priorities focused on neighborhoods, 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 and this budget is a clear reflection of those priorities. Our investment in neighborhood improvements is an investment in the quality of life for every resident. A total of $755 million, or 88% of this budget, is allocated to neighborhoods for public service, safety, and recreation and parks. The 2017 budget also includes funding for the design of our first Center for Opportunity. As I touched on in the State of the City address in February, 11 of our 29 community centers will be designated centers of opportunity with enhanced youth and family development programming. We have designated $2.5 million in the 2017 capital budget for the design of the Linden Community Center, a new center in the heart of Linden. We will work with residents on the design to assure the center meets the needs of the neighborhood. This center is adjacent to the new Linden Pre-K Center that we opened just a year or so ago. And there's a great conceptual plan over there that really shows our approach. President Pro Tem Tyson and I were talking about the public-private partnerships that we're going to bring into neighborhoods at these centers, and what a great way in Linden and in our other opportunity neighborhoods we're going to increase and improve the quality of life by working together, the public, the private sectors, and nonprofit community. To keep all of our residents safe, a total of $18 million in capital funds have been allocated to public safety. Among our safety-funded projects are the purchase of land for a replacement fire station for Station 16 in the Northeast. That was built back in 1952 and is due for replacement. Construction will begin on Fire Station 36 on the far east side, the first new, not replacement, but the first new fire station that we have built as a city in more than a decade. Requests for bid for construction of the police substation in the far north side will be placed out, and construction on this neighborhood policing center will begin in 2018. And $6 million is allocated for new fire apparatus, including 5 engines and 2 ladders, another investment in the safety of our residents now and into the future. Residents throughout Columbus will see improvements through an allocation of $33 million for street resurfacing, $7.4 million in new sidewalks, including the first $2 million installment from Smart Columbus, and $4 million in streetlight projects. And Opportunity Neighborhoods will continue to see housing preservation and demolition where necessary. Those efforts are going to continue to remove and restore blighted properties through $6 million in Urban Infrastructure Recovery Fund and housing preservation investments. This is a solid and aggressive, fiscally responsible budget that benefits all of the residents of our city and is the joint effort of a number of people from throughout this city, especially our great partners at Columbus City Council. It is now my pleasure to introduce the leader of Columbus City Council, our partner, Council President Zach Klein.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Looks like you dried off a little bit. I'm still wet. It's pouring outside. It's a great day though. And I do want to recognize Robin Watson, all the great work that you do, Becky Wolcott, all the great work that you do on the south side. When we formulate our budgets, whether it's the general operating budget or the capital budget, that's because of the work of the area commissions, the work of the neighborhood groups, the civic associations, that we get the input of where we're going to be making the investment for the city of Columbus. So thank you for all of the time you spend away from your families, caring about your neighborhood, and I hope that you see the benefits through a budget like this of how it's going to benefit the South Side, Linden, Franklinton, and all the great neighborhoods across the city of Columbus. I want to recognize my colleagues who are here, all of whom you'll be hearing from shortly. Our leader in the budget process, President Pro Tem Priscilla Tyson, Councilmember Shannon Hardin, Councilmember Elizabeth Brown, Councilmember Mitch Brown, and Councilmember Michael Stenziano, all of whom working directly with the administration. Thank you, Mayor Ginther, and to the department chairs to help council, and certainly President Pro Tem Tyson, all the work that you've done to shepherd us through this process. We're grateful for that. And another terrific capital improvements budget. The mayor touched upon many of the great things that we're doing in our neighborhoods. I want to highlight one of them because Mayor Ginther mentioned public-private partnerships, what we do so well in the city of Columbus, and that's the expansion and the creation of the Ohio Health Campus up off of 315, where we're going to be consolidating hundreds of jobs into the city of Columbus from various parts of Ohio coming directly here. And the infrastructure costs, Ohio Health's investing about $90 million, and we're going to invest about $3.5 million to help get this project started, but also balancing off the back of the resources that Ohio Health has and the community benefit that it's going to have in fighting infant mortality and drug addiction through an agreement that the city had with Ohio Health. It's just one example of how we're investing the capital dollars in with the private sector in order to make a difference and touch upon all of the aspects of the city of Columbus that we can improve to lift up every citizen and every neighborhood. So at this time, I want to bring up our great committee chair of the Finance Committee, our President Pro Tem, Councilmember Priscilla Tyson. Great work.
Good morning, and it certainly is a beautiful day in the city of Columbus. And as the mayor said, sometimes we say we don't like the rain, but certainly if we didn't have the rain, we wouldn't have the beauty of outside, and it's so important for us. So anyway, I'm happy to be here, happy to be able to work with Mayor Ginther and his team on this budget. All of my colleagues, as President Klein has just mentioned, all of our colleagues have worked together on this budget with the administration. This is a joint budget, and we're so excited to be able to work with the mayor as he shepherds our city forward, and we're his partner. And so thank you, Mayor Ginther and your team. I see Director Lombardi in the back. Certainly, Director Lombardi, thank you for working with me and my team to help to prepare this budget and to move this forward. This is an exciting budget for me. Just sitting and just listening to the mayor talk about what's in this budget. I mean, of course, we know what's in it, but just seeing it and listening to it, seeing the slides, we are thinking about our city. There are many cities across this country that are not able to have a capital budget that is as robust as this one is. And also it's a progressive budget. When I think about what's going on with our community centers now, and if you look at all the partners that are going to be in our centers, our recreation centers are not only going to be for physical activity. It is going to be a place where communities really come together. And I certainly thank my council member, Jaiza Page, working with Director Collins in the recreation and parks area. It's just amazing just to see this. And I'm also very thankful as we've put together a local food action plan that there will be kitchens in these facilities to teach individuals how to prepare and how to prepare healthy foods for their family. So this capital budget really focuses on our neighborhoods, as the mayor says. We all know it. It's neighborhoods, neighborhoods, neighborhoods. And also to have great neighborhoods, this budget will focus on public safety, infrastructure, and really enhancing everyone's quality of life. This budget also says that once this budget is passed, it's jobs for individuals in our communities, because all these projects require individuals to implement them. So this is also about jobs in our community. This budget proposal is over $861 million, and again, for infrastructure projects, public utilities, community centers, and our very own facilities. The capital budget contains over $300 million in new funding projects. This budget reflects that we are always dedicated to strengthening our neighborhoods. And so the city, what I'm excited about is the city is investing over $2 million in housing preservation assistance. It's also putting in $3.5 million in managing the inventory of vacant and abandoned properties, and certainly Councilmember Page will be helping to implement that. This is a budget that also focuses on something that's near and dear to me. As you know, I chair also Health and Human Services and Workforce Development. It also is this budget, one of my initiatives is going to focus on reducing infant mortality. We're all partners in this city on doing that. So to that end, I'm supporting additional funds of about $175,000 for our neighborhood centers that will go to purchase the needed equipment in regards to infant mortality, ultrasound machines, and other equipment, so that individuals don't have to leave their neighborhoods to be able to get the services that they need. Also, I am working with Councilmember Hardin on supporting additional funding of about $400,000 for sidewalks in neighborhoods identified by Celebrate One. I'm very proud to work with the administration on also supplementing the proposed funding for the development of an African American History Museum at Poindexter Village. It is important for our community to preserve the history of Poindexter Village and also the Columbus African American community. Councilmember Page could not be with us this morning, and so I want to share a little bit about what some of her support of the mayor of this budget, some of the things she's highlighting, but also some of the other programs that she personally has started a program that's being very successful in the city of Columbus. So Councilmember Page is happy, Mayor, that we are working together to provide recreational opportunities for our residents, particularly with the $3.6 million earmarked for the development of bikeways and greenways, and the over $1 million for the park and playground development. Councilmember Page is also excited because she grew up in the Linden community and very much pleased about the new proposed Linden Community Center. Let me these new names, Opportunity Centers. So she's also pleased about, again, making sure that we have safe housing for our families and securing problem properties in the land bank. Councilmember Page is proud to maintain and provide supplemental funding for the Learning Skills Lifting Neighborhoods program. It's an initiative she began in 2016 and has been successful at providing opportunities for youth to gain valuable skills, job training skills. Councilmember Hardin and I are supporting our council member on this really important initiative. Before concluding, I want to mention that we look forward to hearing input and feedback from the public on this proposed budget. So on May the 4th at 5 p.m. in council chambers, please come and share what you like about the budget, and if you have any ideas for this budget and future budgets, come down and share that with us. Our goal is to pass this capital budget on May 15th, so we can get these projects started and people working. So again, I want to thank Joe Lombardi. I want to thank the mayor and the council for their leadership in helping to put together this amazing 2017 proposed capital budget. And now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Councilmember Elizabeth Brown.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Tyson, for your leadership on this budget and your leadership on putting together something that we are all proud to support. Thank you, Mayor, for your leadership. And I want to just quickly highlight one piece that I'm excited about in this budget. I chair the Environment Committee, and I'm proud to support an additional $100,000 for street trees in the Rec and Parks budget. I think that street trees are something we don't always remember as infrastructure in our city. They are a critical part of beautification in every neighborhood of Columbus, but they're also so much more. Trees and natural habitat and the environment aren't just for our long-term sustainability and beautification. They're also about making our neighborhoods more equitable. Heat zones and heat islands within our urban environments are a social justice issue, and they impact long-term health. And I am incredibly proud that our city has set a goal of 300,000 additional trees by the year 2020. Thank you, Mayor, for prioritizing that. Thank you, Director Collins, for prioritizing that. And it's an additional part of this budget that makes me confident we're working for every neighborhood. Now I'd like to introduce my colleague, Councilmember Mitch Brown.
Good morning. I'm not like others. It's ugly outside. But it's a beautiful day in Columbus. I'm Councilmember Mitchell Brown, and I'm the chair of the Public Safety Committee. Certainly want to say thank you to the mayor and to Council President Klein for their leadership, and for President Pro Tem Tyson for keeping us on track about moving forward with the budget process. I'm happy to be here this morning to speak to you about the changes that are occurring in public safety. Thanks for the support of the mayor and council president, we're able to allocate more than $11.5 million for the fire facilities and for police mobile substations renovations and updates. I'm also happy to announce that we'll be investing $6 million in fire apparatus, which includes new engines, platform ladders, and medic vehicles, as you heard the mayor speak about earlier. And finally, we'll be investing $225,000 to fund the rollout of an inventory control system for the use by our fire emergency medical personnel. This medical supply dispensing system, controlled access pharmacies, or CAPs, will allow emergency medical personnel and technicians to restock their units around the clock while providing real-time centralized usage and inventory tracking. This system will lead to a more efficient distribution of supplies and cost savings through reductions in inefficiencies. And maintain compliance now with our State of Ohio Board of Pharmacy. It is imperative that we provide our police and fire personnel the tools and technology they need to keep up with the changes and the impact on neighborhoods, families, and businesses, and to keep our communities safe. And with that, I'd like to introduce the sartorial council member, Shannon Hardin.
Thank you, Councilmember Brown. I need to be a little quicker on my feet. Sartorial, I appreciate that. Certainly thank you all for being here. Thank you, Chair Robin, for welcoming us to the South Side. My talking points start off, spring signals the beginning of construction season, and I was pleased as we were driving down Parsons to see sidewalks going on down the street as we led up to this beautiful rec center that will be reconstructed. But this year's city total investment, including carryover, will be $33.5 million into resurfacing our roads and building essential infrastructure to our city. $33.5 million. And this construction is about more than just smooth streets and sidewalks. It's about closing the economic gaps between communities in our city. We must provide high quality, reliable access to jobs, schools, and health care facilities. Streets, sidewalks, and curbs, they do this. They provide those connection points to our most essential services. That's why this council and Mayor Ginther have committed $4 million to pedestrian safety improvements and another $1 million to Celebrate One sidewalks. This funding to Celebrate One sidewalks initiative will provide additional dollars for sidewalks in the neighborhoods that need it most. And I'm certainly proud to partner with President Pro Tem Tyson in support of additional funding for this initiative. Our commitment to infrastructure investment enables us to grow, attracting families and commerce to our city while helping neighborhoods and businesses thrive. Certainly want to thank the directors that I work with through my committees, Director Gallagher, Chief Francis, Director Shoney, certainly to the chair of our Finance Committee, President Pro Tem Tyson, Mayor Ginther, and your entire team for your leadership through this process. It certainly has presented and yielded really what I like to call the people's capital improvement budget. This budget represents the ask that you made of this administration, this council, and I think that you'll be pleased with these investments. Thank you so much, and it is my great pleasure to introduce my friend and my council member, Michael Stenziano.
Good news, I'm the last council member to speak. I do want to recommend as chair of the Judiciary Committee, our municipal court clerk, Lori Tyak, who's with us today. But as Councilmember Hardin said, this is a people's neighborhoods capital budget. We will be continuing to invest in a number of areas, but as chair of utilities, particularly utility infrastructure with hundreds of millions of dollars dedicated to our sewer and water systems. Public utility projects represent a significant improvement that are vital to the success and health of our communities and neighborhoods. And as a council and city, we support the innovation to keep this infrastructure clean, safe, and accessible. It's the things you don't see, maybe on days like this you may, that council is charged to keep running smoothly, and we are working diligently to continue to do so. Also very pleased, as the mayor highlighted, the additional funding for lighting projects at the $4 million level. That's almost double than what we had in the previous year. The proposed budget also includes funding for our neighborhoods with $3.6 million for urban infrastructure recovery fund projects to support community-driven initiatives that reflect their request for neighborhood improvements. Capital improvement projects funded with URF dollars are identified as a partnership between the city and our communities within the URF areas and are able to provide improvements to roadways, parks, street lighting, and many other projects. Since its inception, over 445 projects have been funded, with more than 175 new projects to be constructed through 2019. 21 neighborhoods across our city can take on projects such as bike lanes, curb extensions, ramps, replacements, new sidewalks, planted medians, park improvements, street lighting, and street trees. And over $60 million has been provided for rebuilding many of these older neighborhoods throughout Columbus. To that end, I'm very proud to support the inclusion of an additional $250,000 in URIF funding in order to accomplish great projects throughout our city, including ones that I've personally been involved with Sleigh Run Pedestrian Bridge and the beautification that's coming for Parsons Avenue. So thank you all, and Mayor, we'll let you close it out. I bring back Mayor Ginther.
Again, thank you all for coming out this morning. Thank you to all of the council members for all of your great work and partnership, and to Robin and Becky. Anybody else from the Southside Area Commission that's here with us this morning? Make sure we recognize. Thank you for your great service and everything that you do to help us make sure that we're delivering for the people of the Southside and for the people of Columbus throughout our great city. We'll be around for one-on-ones. Have a great day, everybody.